I was in the writer's room, and the producers were running through a story that we were talking about, and Isaac Aptaker had said he and Elizabeth were breaking something down, and they explained this idea they wanted to do with Justin's character, Kevin, and how they had this movie icon idea, and they said Sly. And I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. And then they said to me, do you think he'd do it? And I said, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. And then they all kind of stared at me. And I went, oh, you want me to call him? Okay, got it. And so I picked up the phone and I called Sly. And, you know, even though it was 13 years ago that we worked together on the Balboa set, I would see him not too frequently. But whenever I did see him, he was always very warm and very genuine. He's always been very genuine and kind and giving with me. But we'd always leave the conversation. He would always say to me, if you need anything, call. And I knew that he wasn't just saying that. He was offering that. He's walked the road before me and probably identifying the things that I might be going through, and always there as someone I can talk to, you know, and that's, I remembered that. So when I picked the phone up and called, it was, hey kid, how you doing? How's it going? What's going on? What are you up to? And so, you know, just working. What about you? Oh, I'm working on the next Creed, you know. And then we just started talking about the show. And I kind of pitched him this idea. I said, I want to throw something out. You know the show that I'm working on? Yeah. And I said, I know we've talked about it, you know. We bumped each other. And I kind of lobbed this idea out to him. And he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. He just, you know, I could hear him smiling on the other end of the line. And aside from the story that I was telling him about Justin Hartley's character, because the two of them actually work out at the same gym, so he knew Justin Hartley. And then a good friend of mine was actually writing a movie that he is doing with another great star, great film star that I don't know if it's been announced or what, but so I won't talk about it. But there were all these connections with friends of mine that were now working with him. And so when I explained this whole thing about Justin's character and whatnot, and he goes, oh, and Hartley plays your kid? I'm like, yeah, he plays my kid. I actually said to him, I said, but you know, Sly, your involvement playing this character that you're playing, this movie icon, actually goes back to my character. You and I possibly won't be sharing the screen together, but you impact my character, because if my son, if his movie idol is Sylvester Stallone, where do you think he got that from? And I basically, you know, in not so many words, told him, you know, that him being my son's movie icon was incredibly close to the truth of me and how I viewed working with him and the opportunity to work with him and what Kevin's character might experience and all of that, and how it impacts my character, you know. So I don't know. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. Having him come on board in a strange way is even more exciting than an Emmy nomination, because it means that the bond that you make on a film set is strong enough to last years, and you're able to pick up the phone and call these greats and have a receptive audience to say, oh yeah, that sounds like fun, you know. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful.